Welcome. If you listen carefully, you can probably hear the stream behind me. Let's take a moment to just close our eyes and listen to the sound. Imagine the water clearing and cleansing every cell of your body. If you'd like to set an intention for today's practice, this would be the perfect time. Good. Let's lower our hands down to our knees, and we'll just begin warming up our spines. Opening our hearts, reaching them forward, breathing in, and then breathing out, rounding back, stretching our shoulders. Just moving at your own pace, breathing in and out. Good. We'll come back to center, and we're going to take our left hand out in front of us, cross it across our body, and grab a hold of that arm with our right hand and give a little pull. Keeping our torso straight, facing forward, stretching that left shoulder. We'll release that arm and circle that shoulder around in one direction. And reverse the direction. Let's take the other arm out. Right arm comes forward. Let's cross it across our bodies and give a pull here. Keeping our torso strong, protecting our lower backs by holding our stomach muscles in. We'll go ahead and lower that arm down and circle that shoulder around. And the other way when you're ready. Very nice. We'll stretch our shoulders a little bit more. Let's go ahead and take that left arm up into the air. Bend at the elbow, touching your upper back and pushing your head into that upper arm. And then take your other hand, bend at the elbow on that arm, and see if you can reach those fingers together and pull. If you can't reach, just try to go as far as you can, or maybe use a strap of some kind to hook your hands together and pull a little bit deeper. ready, release and shake those shoulders out. Let's try the other side. Lifting that right arm in the air, touching our upper backs, and then bringing that left arm behind us, trying to reach those fingers together. When you're ready, release and shake it all out. We'll take a moment now to take care of our wrists. So bringing our hands together at the wrist, we're just going to circle them around. Either direction is fine. And then reverse. And shake those fingers out. Very nice. We'll go ahead and come up onto our knees here. We'll keep those knees apart. Come up onto your toes. And then we'll take our hands and slide them under our shins. We'll keep our chests open, our hearts open, coming into this lion pose. You could stay on your toes or even sit back onto the shoelace part of your feet. Choose what's more comfortable for you. In this lion pose, we're going to stick our tongues out and look up to the sky, stretching our tongues, taking care of our throats and our faces. So we'll do it 3 times. Stick the tongue out and look up to the sky. Good. We'll do it again. If you'd like to make a lion sound, feel free. Once again, opening up, sticking the tongue out, looking up. And one more time. Nice. We'll go ahead and either sit on our heels or come back to a cross-leg position. And one more time, let's take care of these wrists by twirling them around. And the other way. Good, and then shake those fingers out. Bring your arms out to the sides. Whether you're sitting as I am or you're sitting cross-legged, we'll all breathe in as we open those hearts, opening our arms, and then breathe out, folding in, moving at our own pace. And working our spines here. Working our shoulders, our arms. Come back to center, lower those arms down, and once again, some shoulder rolls back. And we'll do some shoulder rolls forward. If you're not on your knees, we'll go ahead and all come up onto our knees up high. And we'll go ahead and walk ourselves to the left side of the mat. Then we'll take that right leg out, stretching it straight with the toes pointing forward. We want to try and get the knee of the left leg right under our hips. lift that left arm into the air, breathing in, and then breathing out. We reach toward the right, feeling that stretch on the side body here. Breathe in, back to center, and out. And we'll just flow with our breath, breathing in and out. We'll keep that top arm high, and then we're going to lower it, bringing the palm or your fist down under your shoulder, and then lift that right arm up into the air, maybe even reaching over with that right arm. If you chose to reach over, go ahead and bring that arm back up to center, and then very carefully we'll lift ourselves all the way back up. Good. Let's walk to the other side of our mat. This time we'll take that left leg out to the side with the toes facing forward. We want to make sure that right hip is right above the right knee. And we'll lift this time that left arm into the air, and then breathe in, breathe out, stretch to the side, breathing in and out. We'll come back to center and lower that top arm down under our shoulders. Lift that left arm into the air, maybe staying right there, or maybe reaching over. If you chose to reach over, go ahead and bring that arm back to center, and very carefully, we'll come all the way up. We'll now sit back in a child's pose, sitting toward our heels or maybe on our heels, and reaching forward, maybe wiggling those hips a little bit. Good. We'll go ahead and walk ourselves forward just a bit, bringing our elbows down where our hands were. Interlace our fingers together, and then just roll our hips around. Let your neck release. Let your jaw release. And reverse the direction. Good. Keeping our elbows under our shoulders and our hands clasped, we're going to curl our toes under, lift our hips, Coming into our dolphin pose, maybe even walking our feet closer toward our head and pedaling out those feet. Beautiful. Come back to your knees and push back to a child's pose. Good. We'll go ahead and come onto our stomachs here so we can walk our knees back. Come down onto our stomachs. We want to make sure our elbows are right under our shoulders and our fingers are facing forward. Coming into our Sphinx pose, we want our hearts lifted and our shoulders pushing back. If this is a little too intense on your lower back at this time, go ahead and walk your elbows forward a little bit, taking off a little bit of pressure. Those of you who want a little bit more can bring your hands to the corners of your mat and then lift up in a seal pose, straightening your arms, deepening the stretch. Choose what feels best to you today. Good. We'll gently make a little pillow with our hands, resting our chin or our forehead down. Bend our knees and then just tick-tock those legs back and forth, stretching out our lower backs. We'll come back to center. Go ahead and lower those feet back down to the mat. We'll come up once again onto our elbows, keeping those elbows under our shoulders, placing our forearms on the mat. We'll go ahead and keep those fingers facing forward. Curl those toes under and lift ourselves up, keeping our backs straight, using our stomach muscles, pulling those outer stomach muscles in toward the center, keeping our gaze down at the mat. Lower back down when you're ready. And one more time, curling those toes under and lifting up, holding here. Good, lower back down. We'll bring our chest down, place our hands under our shoulders, and then push ourselves up, squeezing those shoulders in, pushing back, sitting all the way back in up child's pose. Once again, maybe swaying a little from side to side if that feels good to you. you're ready, walk your hands back toward your body. And once again, we'll come up high on our knees. We'll take that right foot and step it forward. Keeping our hands down on the mat first, we're just going to walk that right foot toward the left, lowering that leg down, and then coming forward. We may want to stay up high in our pigeon pose today, or if you feel ready, you might come down a little bit further. Choose what feels good to you. You may want to put a pillow or a block under your right hip to just keep it up a little bit. Choose what feels best to you. Make sure your hips are square. When you're ready, walk your hands back. If you lower down, we'll go ahead and take the right leg back. And to stretch it out, you can choose however you want to do that. You might come onto all fours and just shake that leg, or maybe even go into a down dog and pedal those feet out. Choose how you intuitively would like to stretch that right leg out. Good, and then when you're ready, we'll come up onto our knees once again, this time stepping the left foot forward. We'll walk that left foot toward the right, coming down, bringing the knee down onto the mat, bringing the shin down onto the mat, and then keeping those hips square, coming forward wherever it's comfortable, maybe staying high. Maybe placing a block or some pillow under your left hip this time. We'll go ahead and come back up. If we lower down, we'll take this left leg back. And once again, intuitively decide how you would like to shake out that leg, maybe even just rolling the hips around. Choose what resonates for you right now. When you're ready, we'll all meet once again in a child's pose. If your arms are not outstretched at this time, go ahead and stretch them out. We're going to walk them over to the right side of our body and possibly drop your left hip down. Stretching the left side of your body. Come back to center. Walk those hands to the other side, maybe dropping the right hip down. And we'll come back to center. Fingers facing forward. Lift up, curl our toes, and then push our hips and our shoulders back, coming into our down dog. We can pedal out our feet. Make sure you relax your face, relax your neck. Good. We'll bend our knees and walk our feet toward our hands, allowing ourselves to simply fold forward here. To work on balance, we'll bend our knees just slightly, enough to touch the mat, and then slide our hands under our feet so that our toes are touching our wrists, coming into the gorilla pose and just allowing ourselves to hang here. Very carefully remove one hand and then the other, and keeping those knees slightly bent, we'll roll ourselves all the way up, taking a few breaths all the way up and bringing our neck up flat. All right, let's do some shoulder rolls back and forward. We'll work on our balancing here a little bit. So let's stand on our right leg. We'll turn the left knee out to the side, coming into our tree pose. We might want to use a wall or a tree to help us with the balance. You can keep those toes on the mat, or if you feel strong, you might lift that bent leg a little higher, preferably not on your knee. If you'd like to bring it way up, you have to use your hand possibly to pull it and then push that side down. Finding your balance here, choosing what works for you today. Focusing on a point that's not moving, preferably. Good, and very gently lower down. Let's try the other side. Standing this time on the left, turning the right leg out. Standing tall. Legs are strong. Choose what feels good on this side of your body. Good. Gently lower down and walk it out. Once again, we'll stand on the right leg. Going to bend our knees, and we're just going to push that left leg forward and then out to the side and then back. Moving the arms too, if that feels okay. Kind of a swimming motion. Releasing the past, living in the present, and flying into the future. One more time if we can. Good, and release. Walk it out. Let's try the other side. Just try our best. Pushing that foot forward, around, and back. Lubricating the right hip joint. Come on back to center, walk it out. Very nice. Let's open our legs about 3 feet apart, toes out to the sides. Bring our hands behind us, interlace those fingers together. Bend those knees slightly to find your balance. Squeeze your shoulders together, squeeze your hands together, and gently lean back, opening your hearts, opening your chins. And then when you're ready, straighten your legs, hinge at the waist, and then come all the way down, bringing those arms over your head, stretching those shoulders once again. Relax your neck, relax your face. Good. Lower those arms back down to your back. Go ahead and release the clasp of your hands and then gently lower your hands all the way down. Still let your neck just release. Then turn your fingers so that they're facing behind you and pull as though you're pulling yourself through your legs. Stretching your hamstrings here. Good. We'll walk our hands back to center. Bring our hands to our hips. Come halfway up and then come all the way up. Let's walk those feet in and just walk it out. Good. We'll come back to the front of our mat. Bring our hands to our hearts. Give yourself gratitude for taking this time to honor yourself. Good. Then gently dive those hands down. Allow yourself once again to just hang here. Then bend your knees. We'll step one knee back and then the other knee back. Cross your ankles and sit all the way down. We'll bring ourselves to the center of our mats. And once again, allow the sound of that stream to wash through your body. Good. Let's go ahead and lie down on our backs now. We'll keep our knees bent here. We're going to tuck those knees into our chest. And then lift our feet into the air. Grab a hold of your legs or your feet and pull those knees in toward your armpits. Coming into a happy baby, maybe opening those legs a little wider. If you'd like, you could massage your lower back by rocking a little from side to side. We want to make sure that our lower backs are touching the mat. So if we need to walk our hands closer to our knees, we may have to do that. Good. We'll go ahead and straighten the right leg if possible, and then the left. Straightening one and the other. Maybe now straighten both. Good. We'll go ahead and bring those legs to center. Slide your hands underneath your glutes and then just open and close. You can also bring your arms out to the side, whatever feels best to you. Come back to center, point and flex our feet. Good. Maybe wiggle those toes. And then make some circles in one direction, lubricating your ankles. And reverse. Nice work. We'll bring our feet down to the mat. We'll be working our way into a heart opening pose. So bring your feet together and let your knees just splay out to the sides. You might open your arms. You might come into a gold post arm variation, or place your hands maybe on your body. Choose what feels best to you. Opening our hearts, opening up our thighs. From here, we're going to go into our final relaxation, Shavasana. You can stay in this position if that feels comfortable to you, or choose any other position that you would like. Maybe placing a pillow or bolster under your legs. Arms might be down at your sides or resting on your body. Choose what resonates for you in the moment. Once you find a comfortable position, begin once again to just allow the sound of the stream to cleanse and clear every cell of your body. welcome to stay in Shavasana as long as you would like. If you're ready, go ahead and wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, and then relax. And then stretch your arms above your heads, stretching up with your fingers and down with your toes. And relax. And then bend your knees, placing your feet flat on the mat. And let's all roll to our right side. The awakening side, the sun side. And then in your own time, gently push yourself up to a comfortable seated position. We'll bring our hands to our hearts. Namaste.